Laptop computer spins onto the screen, opens, and displays ATP Education Program webinar series, closes, and then spins off the screen.
Hi, I'm Kelly Key, Assistive Technology Coordinator for Barrington School District in Barrington, Illinois. I have been in the field of special education for over 25 years as an administrator, special ed teacher, as well as the Assistive Technology Coordinator. And I'm super excited to share with you today some resources that we provide our parents of students that use AAC and core vocabulary to help support their communication. The first thing I'm going to share is that anytime a student has an individualized AAC device, we create a personalized student device guide. This is something that is provided to the staff and the parents, anybody that joins the initial training on that device for the child. And we also include this in our students' low-tech backup system binder. This device guide is something that I go through at the initial training. We talk about the setup of the device, the vocabulary that we obtain during the task portion of the set meeting. We explore that vocabulary on the device. This particular student is using partner-assisted scanning. And so I explain how that works, talk about a yes response. We do a lot of practice. It's just really word for word in here, how to help support their child using that device. We talk about partner skills and target areas so they're not as overwhelmed. And then the next thing to share is our personalized Google folder. So anytime a student has a communication device at that initial training, I also share a Google Drive folder I put together specifically for that student. And in the folder, there are a variety of different activities and resources that they can use to help support their child with their device. There's games and books and any of the tips sheets that I've gone over. Their low-tech backup is in here. Any little mini training videos that I've created, that's all in this Google Drive folder. This is also a folder where parents can share videos of their child at home using their AAC, and we use those videos to help coach the parents on how to help support their child. We have play bins that we've put together for all age groups. They are a bin of toys or games that we send home to help support the use of core vocabulary and AAC implementation at home. The goal is to work on 1 or 2 core words a week. These are specifically, we've been using them the most in our early childhood program when parents are just getting used to using core-based boards and devices to help support their child. And so they're not as overwhelmed when they're just focusing on 1 to 2 target words a week while playing with the items in the bin. So this entire bin goes home with the child, and then I'm going to share with you all of the resources that are included in there as well. So they have everything at their fingertips, and it's something different than what they have at home. So yeah, we could just give them resource sheets for playing with a baby doll at home, but to have something a little bit new and novel, something different, parents have said that's really been a great thing because the students are really interested in playing with the items. So we encourage parents to continue to model these words throughout the week, then with different toys and activities and situations. So once they get comfortable and they're playing with their play bins, we teach them how to then generalize that modeling and interaction. So here are some examples of our early childhood bins and the words that we target with those items. So for example, the baby, we're having parents target the words more and done. With the binoculars, see and get. And these are just items that we purchased on Amazon, and we have tons of bins for us to give out to parents. And then we provide instructions for the parents. So we talk about, trying to keep everything in the box. When they're not using it, keep it in a safe place. Each week you'll receive a pair of target words and the phrases that you can say with them. Try to set aside a certain amount of time per day to work on them. We talk about modeling in here and tips for modeling. And then we talk about, how they can use passwords to expand and really just have fun. Try to make it silly. Try to make it motivating. So here's an example for the words turn and help. We have a wind-up toy, and we give the parents then those phrases and the symbols that go with it for our low-tech boards. And so we're able to then give them verbally and visually what we want them to model. So that's what that looks like for the words turn and help. Here's what it looks like for go and stop. Make it go. Make it stop. It's going. Make it go more. All core vocabulary words in these phrases that they're modeling with the words go and stop with a little car. There's see and get. So you get the idea. And here's some of the feedback we've received from families. They've really been so excited about this. Things like they've said, I was overwhelmed with where to begin. I liked focusing on 2 words each week and having exact word scripts, so I didn't have to think at the end of a long day. And it's always hard to know how to, carry over school skills at home. This is very detailed and allow us to open the box and go. So you can see some of the other comments too. Parents were really appreciative of this. Another thing we do is send home a weekly or monthly newsletter. And this is something that the teacher and the SLP work together to send home. Our newsletter we call Getting to the Core of Communication, Tips for Supporting Your Child at Home. And it's always the same setup. So it always looks the same, but then the target words obviously change. So in here we have the target words that we're focusing on for that week or that month. Tips for encouraging the use of those target words, like putting things out of sight or out of reach, put things in a clear bin or a jar, and remember to have fun with it. Don't make it seem like work or get them too frustrated. Some modeling tips that we provide. QR code then also. So the QR code, the parents can scan that. And there's a little video that demonstrates what we're asking them to do. And we also then have the information about our virtual training that is coming up next. And as I mentioned, it is that same structure each month. There are a variety of newsletters that are already put together too, based on target words. And you can see a couple of those resources here. So you can just Google it and already have some that are already put together for you. We've had teachers put things together like Mythbusters of core vocabulary. So this is an example of another newsletter that one of our teachers created and sent home. We also send home a lot of books to help increase the use and comfort level of core boards and devices. And so we have books that are based on certain target words. There's books that are cored out already for us that you can even find on Teacher Pay Teachers. And then we love this resource from Gretchen Storms. She has actually taken a lot of the AAC devices and she has put together the sequences of exactly how to read that book with their device. It's a game changer for both the students and the parents. It's just a fun way for them to be able to practice using the device with having the scripts right there. We also adapt games and send those home. So on the left, this is from Super Duper, and we just adapted it with the core words on it. On the right, we've taken games that parents already have at home, and we've adapted, we've cored out the cards for it. So here's an example with Candyland and how we've cored that out. And they actually then say those words on their board or device or with their voice when they land on that color. We also provide core boards or a screenshot of the main pages, and a lot of parents choose to put that on their refrigerator at home. So it's a nice way to have that visual right there at their fingertips, a great way to model. And we're always hanging out around the kitchen. So it's a great spot to put it, or wherever they would like to put that in their house. We also provide parents with core visuals for home. So a lot of parents will ask for specific phrases that they would need help with modeling or visual supports for their child to remind them of the words they can use. So this particular one says, I want the iPad. I don't like that. I want to go to bed. I need to brush my teeth. And then even just individual ones, like we'll cut them out and laminate them and give them to parents. And we also, when we are targeting certain words, the parents will get the target word sign and certain phrases that they can model and with using that core word and other core words. And a lot of parents will put this on their fridge as well. We also provide, a lot of times what teachers do is if they're targeting certain words, they will print them out on labels and they will stick them right on the student's jacket or coat or shirt or bag. And parents don't even have to go in their backpack to know what the target words are for that week or that month. We also provide 5-minute fillers. Assistiveware has these great 5-minute fillers with based off of activities that parents are doing at home already, bubbles, making slime, and they provide you with then the core words that you can model while playing with that activity. And then I always like to make sure that parents have other resources that they can search as well. So we have a variety of different blogs that we have given parents resources to. And these are some that we feel are excellent for parents. Many of them are blogs of parents that have actually created these blogs. And so they can relate to the other parents. And it's a great way for them to find other resources and connections with other people that have children that use core vocabulary and AAC. So to wrap it up, it's really important to make sure that our parents are feeling comfortable with their students' devices and how to model. And these are just some of the resources that we provide to make sure that that happens.
Thank you for watching. For more information on the ATP education program, please visit our website at atp.nebraska.gov/education or email us at atp.education@nebraska.gov.